yes. Hello. How are you? Welcome to Monster Village. It's very nice to meet you. Lorraine. It's Lorraine, isn't it? Oh, yes. Yes, wonderful. Yes, I see so many people and so many monsters this time of year that it's so difficult for me to keep up with names. Now, first of all, please excuse my human form. Yes, this is my Halloween costume. Oh yes, I plan on going out tonight and every night until Halloween to have a bit of fun with the humans. Now, Lorraine, I was taking a look at your application to join our community here in Monster Village. Now, as you know, we only accept the absolute most frightening and best monsters. That's right. Now, just to make things perfectly clear, we accept all monsters. We don't just accept demons, and in fact, a very small percentage of our population is made up of demons. Yes, we believe that diversity is the key to a fulfilling life of scares and brutality. Yes. Now, Lorraine, I have to be honest with you. Even though we really love scares and brutality, we really don't have too many, no offense, we don't have too many of your kind here. As a matter of fact, we have only one, and, that's because she pretty much crushed my human receptionist and then swallowed her whole as a meal. Yes, we considered that to be rather brutal, so we allowed her in. But we're generally very selective on who we allow into our community. Now, the community board will vote on whether or not you will proceed. Now, the way it works is you meet with one board member, in this case me, and based on my recommendation, the board itself will take that heavily into account as to whether or not they will vote you into the community. Now, I want to make it very clear, although we usually don't discriminate, we do have certain standards that we must abide by. I mean, it's not like we just let any sort of ghost or scary creature into our community. There has to be something special about them. I'm sure you understand. Oh yes, very selective. Very, 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 very selective. Oh, you'd like to know why I'm whispering? Well, that's a fair question. I was out earlier last night, scaring some children, so I lost my voice a little bit. Yes, I have laryngitis, but it's okay. It'll come back in a few hours. Now, you want to know why I scared those children? Oh, because they were being naughty. Yes. You see, we have a very special understanding with Santa Claus. What's that? Oh, yes, Santa Claus is real. Yes, he absolutely is real. And, we have a bit of an understanding with him. All year long, we can scare the naughty children. And then around Halloween, we can scare all the children, even the good ones. But of course, course, nothing too scary. After all, they're children and not miserable, disgusting, selfish adults who don't care about anyone but themselves and would happily sell their grandmothers into slavery for a few dollars. Yes, yes, yes. Well, with the good children, we just scare them a little bit, so they remain being good. With the naughty ones, we like to put a bit more of a fright into them. Yes, yes. Oh no, 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 no. Lorraine, I have to stop you there. I really don't know what you've heard about our community. Now, just because our community is called Monster Village doesn't mean that we hurt children. Oh no, just the opposite. Yes, we like scares and we like brutality, but never brutality against children. No, no, no. I really have no clue what you've heard of us, but we don't hurt children. Never the children. Children are innocent. Eventually they grow up to be miserable adults, but when they're children, we leave them alone. Just a scare here or there. Just a little bit of fun. Never anything dangerous or harmful, not with the children. No, we save the brutality strictly for the adults. Yes, well, because the adults deserve it. You know that, Lorraine. I mean, you've been a monster for at least a couple of centuries, haven't you? Yes, yes. Oh, even longer than that. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. You might fit in rather well here after all. Now, as I said, the main issue here is that, well, ironically, we are pretty conservative around here. Yes, I know that's very surprising, but we really are rather conservative here. We like scares, we like brutality, but the more sensual aspects of being a monster, and, well, no offense, Lorraine, but you are rather attractive to humans. Yes, yes. Well, human men do have more than two emotions. I mean, you will find human men who are a lot more than just horny or angry. But, you know, I have to be honest, Lorraine. You are an extremely sensual creature. Yes, oh, nothing overt, obviously not, but, well, let's face it, most human men probably throw themselves at you instead of running away from you. I think that would be a fair assessment, wouldn't you say? Yes, 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 yes. Oh, you've actually had several men chase you down, not because they were hunting you, but because they wanted you to wrap your arms around them and take them. And they didn't mind that doing so would mean their deaths. Okay, okay. Oh, you didn't even hypnotize them. You didn't do that. They just saw you and started chasing you because they were very lonely and horny. And they didn't care if you killed them afterwards, just as long as they had an opportunity to surrender to you, and you would accept their surrender and lovingly wrap your arms around them and hold them tight. that's the main problem here. Yes. I mean, it's one thing to chase after a human being, to scare them to the point that they have a heart attack, or to chase after one because you're hungry and you're the type of monster who eats human beings. I mean, that's one thing. To brutalize a human being for food, or to kill them, or to scare them to death, we're all for it. Yes, human adults are absolutely miserable, disgusting, selfish creatures, but well, yeah, sensual activities by monsters such as yourself and those various other species of monsters is really frowned upon here. Yes, most of the community is surprisingly conservative. Yes, I know that's difficult to understand. I mean, it's one thing to brutally tear a human being limb from limb, but to start kissing one and touching them, that's just too much for most of our community members. That's where they draw the line. I mean, you can touch a human being in order to rip out their heart, but to touch a human being in order to make them fall in love with you, no, that's really frowned upon here. Now, besides the sensual side of your personality, why don't you tell me about some of the humans you've brutalized over the centuries? Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, really? Ah, I see. Yes. 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 Oh. Oh. Wow, that is pretty brutal. Yes. That is pretty brutal. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. Well, as I mentioned before, Santa Claus is absolutely real, and we have an understanding with him. Well, even Santa knows that adult human beings are absolutely miserable creatures. That's why he doesn't bring them any gifts. Only the children. Well, the good children. Yes. Now please go on. Okay. Yes. Yes. Really? That's fascinating. That's fascinating. Now, have you ever encountered any other creatures of your kind? I know that your kind tend to be solitary creatures, but have you ever encountered any others of your kind? Yes, I see. I see. I see. And you've gotten along well with them. Oh, good. As I said, there is one more monster of your kind here in our community. And quite frankly, I think I made a mistake hiring a human receptionist. Yes, that was a very bad mistake on my part. The way she brutalized my receptionist. I mean, well, I had to give her a yes vote, because we do like brutality and scares. So, yeah, there is at least one other monster of your kind here. Now, let me ask you about what your goals are after you join our community. If you're voted in. I see. Oh, so you plan on continuing with your scares and your brutality. sensual monster, but you've clearly done some brutalizing over the centuries, and you can be scary when you wish to be. So I tell you what, Lorraine, you've got my vote. Now you'll just have to convince the other members of the monster board, but I have a good feeling that you'll be able to move in here into our wonderful community at Monster Village. Yes, I look forward to seeing you again soon.